Are you stuck trading hours for dollars as a freelancer? It's time to think bigger. In this video, I'll show you how to evolve from being a one-person operation into a studio brand that scales, with strategy, systems, and storytelling. We'll cover your brand identity, client funnel, outsourcing, and how to position yourself like a media company. How you doing, guys? It's Cade Padilla, CEO and founder of Cadence Creative Studios, back at you to teach you how to go from freelance to a studio brand and how to build a creative business that scales. Step one is your mindset. If you want to grow your business, stop thinking like a freelancer. The biggest shift starts in your head. Freelancers think in projects, but brands think in systems. So ask yourself these questions. What problem does my studio solve? What's my repeatable process for delivering results? And how can I make my creative work look and feel consistent every time? Once you answer those questions, you stop chasing gigs and start building something scalable. One of the biggest things I've learned, and one of the most important things that you will learn when you're growing from being a one-man show to a full studio operation with a team of people, is systems. That is the way that your company scales. It's good, repeatable systems and marketing. And we talked about this in the last video when it came to the systems, but also with the marketing. It is very, very important that you just don't try to think in terms of projects when you're trying to grow your company, but think in terms of what you are trying to build and what you are trying to solve. It's easy for someone to go up and open a creative studio. It's easy for someone to go and open a social media marketing agency. But how is yours different? One thing I learned from a networking event was WSGAT, WSGAT. What's so good about that? That's something else that you really need to ask yourself when you're growing your company. Because if you don't have a unique selling point, which is your USP, and you don't really know what unique problem you're trying to solve, you're just going to be competing with everybody else. And yeah, you may win. There's a lot of people that compete with other people and just become the best one. But if you really want to grow a brand identity, you need to put all your competition together and change the narrative. Figure out the industry that you want to go in, all the problems with it, and create a company that solves those problems. Step number 2 is branding. Define your studio identity. And we touched on this a little bit, but a studio brand isn't just a name. It's the promise you deliver. So start by answering these 3 questions here. What is your niche? Is it podcast production, artist development, YouTube content, music studio? What is the thing that you are mainly going to do? It's not to say that you can't do multiple things in your company. Like a studio like mine with 2,500 square feet of podcasting space and photography space, there's a lot of things that I do with that space because I can, and I have all the equipment to offer it and also the space to offer it. But my niche is social media marketing. I'm a creative branding agency that builds the personal brands of individuals and of businesses. That's what my niche is. So you need to ask yourself, what is going to be your main bread and butter of the business? Next, what's your vibe? Is it modern, vintage, corporate, creative? What identity are you trying to portray in the vibe of your personality and of your office? Next, how do you want clients to feel working with you? That's super important. Like me, I love to treat all my clients like family. The type of family where we could all have one big Thanksgiving dinner together and laugh and joke about the last year of content and things that we did. That's really big to me, is creating not just a company with a whole bunch of clients, but a company with an impact that impacts each one of these clients to make them feel like they're a part of my family. Number 3, and we'll talk about it again, this is so important, but systems that build your business's engine. Here is your first level of scalability. Remove repetition from your daily work. You need 4 core systems, and that's client intake, project management, content system, and file storage. Let's go back and break these down. Client intake. Automate your booking and invoicing. You should have softwares, CRM systems in place like HoneyBook Or Thrivest is another company that makes AI-powered CRMs that's really, really good. Something where you could manage all of your clients and also invoice them. You got to get paid. Next, project management. Track revisions, delivery, and follow-ups. This is really, really important. When you send content to the client, not very rarely on the first go-around is there not revisions. Expect revisions, but plan for that. Have systems in place where you already account for that time. 3, content systems. Schedule weekly content using templates. You can do this for your businesses and for yourself. Have each different day maybe even be a theme day. 3, and this is really important and something I overlooked in the beginning, but file storage. Something that each client has an organized file on all of their content. Frame.io is a really great software to use for this. That's the one I use, and I've never had a problem. I started out on Google Drive. It's good for the little guys, but once you grow, you need something like Frame.io to really make sure that your file storage is on point. Step number 4 is team. Start outsourcing intelligently. Remote collaborators, Fiverr and Upwork interfaces, assistance with editing B-roll and all that stuff, those are great places to go. You don't need to hire full-time. Just start delegating. And here's what you can outsource early. Editing with the audio and video. Graphic design and thumbnail creation. Fiverr, great place to get that done. Transcriptions and captioning. ChatGPT. And social scheduling. That takes one person. You could have the office manager do that. Hire part-time freelancers in the beginning. That's what I do right now, and it works out just fine for me. Just recently did I start to hire an agency that just does clip editing to create and edit, not create, but edit all the clips for the clients, for the social media accounts that I manage. Number 5 is marketing. Position your studio like a media brand. This is where you make the leap from a small studio to a recognized brand. Start sharing your process, not just your results. It's easy for me to go on my social medias and post all the results and things that I bring to these clients. But to build a more personal connection, documenting my process on how I got there is really important. And that does more help with building your personal brand. So, how you move from freelance to brand is through mindset, systems, and consistency. If you want to fast track this process, download the Studio Branding Starter Kit below. It includes templates for your brand identity and client onboarding workflows. I'm Cade Padilla, and this is Cadence Creative Studios, where creativity meets commerce. See you next week.